So we're checking out the WMK smartwatch. Now I'm going to give you guys a really funny little thing that happened here. This watch ended up getting a hold by my dog. It's even still got some dirt marks right there. And let me tell you, my dog chewed this up and it still held to the test of durability. It's slightly scratched up because he was chewing on it, literally chewing on it, but this thing is absolutely rugged and durable. That's the number one thing that completely shocked me with this thing. He had it for a couple hours. It wasn't like he just got a hold of it and he was chewing on this thing, and it was just incredible to see it completely and utterly hold up. Now, one thing that you'll get in the box, because I can't do an unboxing because he destroyed it, because the package guy gave him the whole watch. It comes with a charging cable, and you're going to get a charging cable with one of these. And overall, I've had my time now to use this watch, and you can literally do everything with this thing. This thing can make calls. It can do exercise. It's basically like an Apple Watch, only the app. So you'll be downloading the app for sure on this thing, and you can change the difference. So let's go ahead and change it to a Christmas theme, and you can absolutely change this right here, and we'll go ahead and change it. And everything can be done with if you're doing it versus there it is. Versus if you're doing it with your phone, and as you guys can see, it's installing right now, and there it is, setting up the syncing up the watch face, as you guys can see. So now we have a Christmas theme, which I think is really neat, and now you can do that. Now let's go ahead and showcase some of the features on here. One thing is this does have Alexa, so you wanted to go ahead and use Alexa, you absolutely can. You can also do phone calls with this, so let me give you guys an example of how that works. So I actually already tested this out, and I was very impressed with the call quality on this. So let's go ahead and we're going to call my wife real quick, and you guys can see it. If you guys can hear the audio. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, so I'm just testing out the audio, and you sound really good on this watch. Can you hear me really well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So there it is. So thank you. That's it. Thank you. So as you guys can see, it works really well for audio if you wanted to just make calls. Now, like if you wanted to use this, like if you're used to the Apple Watches or you've seen them in use, they have very much the same type of thing. This is almost the exact same type of UI, which is really helpful for me because, you know, I do have those Apple Watches. And so if you go ahead and hit that outdoor, it'll now start to do the normal exercise. And this is how, like, let me see if I can move up and down, and it'll go ahead and do that. Now, the watch band itself is actually very nice as well. It's very comfortable. Very sleek as well. I think it's a nice little design, even though mine's all dirty because it was on the dirt, and it just feels really good. And this thing will absolutely read your stuff. So it's telling me right there my heart rate's at 68. That's about right. Usually it looks like it's going up slightly, and that's really good to see. And then it gives you all more information right here. If you were to start moving, you start doing all sorts of stuff. Usually that's around where my heart rate. So it's about accurate with the Apple Watch as well. Usually I'm around 60 to 7. Right now I'm standing. If I'm completely sitting, it's at 60. And if you start moving, it'll start doing that. So in that sense, there's really a lot of nice little things, and then you can pause it. I really like that. It's really intuitive too, which is really good. If you were to have, I think, music, as you guys can see, it'll switch over to the music right there. And if you were to come this way, it'll just, you know, do that and it'll play. So very cool, very intuitive workout regimen app with this, which is really good. And one thing that I'm not mentioning as well, if you come over to here and you use this with your phone, and keep in mind, as I'm mentioning to you guys, I'm using an iPhone right now, so I'm not using an Android phone. If you were to go ahead and wanted to get your statistics here saved, this thing will absolutely do it. And it'll say save data, log in later, and you can just kind of save everything with here as well. So it's very intuitive. It even measures stress. If you guys can see right there, it says my stress is low. That's good. That's really good to know. I'm glad it is. It even does sleep as well if you wanted to wear this while you're sleeping. The good thing about this watch as well, the watch is really lightweight, which I really like, and it's not very heavy. That's kind of an issue I do have kind of with an Apple Watch, is that they tend to be super heavy, any of the Apple Watches, and that can be a little bit of a draining. This is not a heavy watch, which is really good. I went ahead and changed the screen time. As you guys can see, after every 5 seconds, it kept turning off on me. So this thing will also measure your heart rate, and we'll go ahead and put this back on, and we'll test out these apps real quick and see how those work. But it has just been super impressive to see how this thing has just been functioning compared to, you know, where if you were compared to like an Apple Watch or even a Samsung watch, which I own those as well. So this thing will do your heart rate, and we'll go ahead now and let it test out the heart rate, and there we go. go. So giving it a little bit of seconds to kind of read your heart rate, it went ahead and started monitoring my heart rate, and it's saying what it's at right now, which is around 82 beats per minute. And so this has been very cool. You will have to kind of learn how to use the different apps as well. I haven't messed with blood oxygen yet, and so right there, what it does is it just kind of takes a second to kind of read your levels, and then it gives you the number, and there it is, 97%. So there it is. So it says I'm breathing pretty good, right? Blood oxygen, which is great. So this thing has a lot of different stuff. You can even measure your sleep. You can measure your stress. Now, looking at this more, if you guys are interested in more different watch faces, there's a whole bunch right here. And there's a crap ton, and they're really nice designs. Like, I'm actually really surprised at the amount of different designs that you get here. They have a dark theme, they have like all these Christmas themes, so they do give you kind of the holiday themes. They give you all these different themes, and it's really, really cool. I love seeing it. I mean, there's a festive theme right there, and the app itself so far has been really easy to navigate as well. If you guys are wondering, is this app, is it possible to, like, do what you got to do? If you need to update it, you can do that as well. I mean, everything is pretty intuitive so far. This thing will keep track. If you guys can see exercise, there's one thing that I haven't tested that I want to check right now. Let's see. This thing has a find phone, and I want to see if this works. Let's see how this works. And there it is. That's, believe it or not, that's the biggest thing that I like about these. These types of combos with the watches and the phones is I can never find my phone. And the good thing is, whether it's Android or an iPhone, this is going to work either way. And I think I really, really, really like that. So, I mean, overall, there's just so many things here. It does a great job at working out. It gets your heart rate, your blood oxygen. It'll measure your sleep. It'll measure your breathing. It does obviously have an alarm if you guys want to set an alarm. It has Alexa set to it. And overall, this thing is just really incredible. It just has a lot of things going on. And it's a really nice, and you can even put your music as well. And look, one thing that's surprising here is too is a camera control. So if I wanted to take a picture, watch this, guys. You wanted to take a picture right there, and it takes a picture, as you guys can see. So there's even intuitive camera control on this as well. So there's a lot of different cool things happening with this thing. As I mentioned before, it's really durable. As you guys can see, it is a little, mine's a little scratched up because my dog was literally chewing on this thing, and he was messing with this. It has music, it has all sorts of sleep things, it can track health things, it can even do workout records. It has Alexa, you can make calls with this thing. There's really nothing this little watch can do, and you can change it a ton of different ways. The app itself is very, very intuitive as well. I was very happy with the app, and there's just a lot of different features attached to this. So if you guys are interested in this awesome smartwatch, I absolutely recommend it. This WMK 19 absolutely punches way above its weight. It literally stands right next to the biggest watches that you guys can imagine. I have here both an Apple Watch Ultra, and guys, it literally does all the same functions, which is pretty nuts when you think about it, because this thing is, 10 times more than this one right here easily in terms of, comparing the values. So absolutely 1000% recommend the WMK 19. This is a great watch and great one if you're wanting to use it for your everyday use.